Welcome to the conversation this morning. Welcome to Breakthrough with Jeff. This is the place where we live life with zero limits. The belief is that there are no limits apart from the ones we put ourselves. And we are good at that. We're good at putting limits to our lives. In psychology, we call it learned helplessness. We learn to be helpless. And we decide how far we can go. In fact, we make that decisions. The decision unconsciously that this is how far I can go. This is how far I can go. You're bigger than that. And there's a brighter destiny for you. What we don't know actually is that every day we are making decisions. And the quality of our lives is the quality of the decisions that we make every single day. Today you've made a decision to wake up. Right now, while awake, you're making a decision. Every moment you're deciding, what do I focus on? What is important to me? What am I going to do? We can't help but make decisions. Decisions shape our destiny. All your life, you've been making decisions. Let me ask you a question. What is the most crucial decision you've ever made in your life? What is it? I mean, for me, I think one of the decisions was focusing on the world within as opposed to the world outside of me. That was a destiny decision because that affected how I feel every day. The decision to have a relationship with God, that was major for me. The decision to get married, that was major for me. The decision to have kids, major for me. The decision to become a coach, a life coach, that was major for me. So you want to know, you want to realize, you're not alone. You're being guided, even in your decisions. And life has meaning when you're making decisions consciously. This is a decision I'm making. I'm not being forced to be myself, to be me. I'm deciding to live my life this way. Okay? So every single day, right now, this moment, you're making a decision. What do I focus on? What does it mean? What am I going to do? Every moment, whether you're in a class, you're watching a video like this one, you're connecting with someone in a conversation, you received a text from someone, or you're making a decision. You're deciding, what does this mean? You decide. That's level one of decision. What is this? You receive some news, right there you make a decision. What is this? What does it mean? And then, what am I going to do? You can decide to do nothing. It's still a decision. Some people say, no, I didn't make any decision. I never did anything. That's a decision. That is a choice you're making every single day. We are a collection of the quality of our decisions. And decision is made of your focus, the meaning you give it, and the action that you decide to take. Now, the person you are today is a result of your previous decisions you've made. So if you don't like yourself that much, that means you need to shift how you make your decisions. You need to change how you make your decisions. Some of us are so much in a hurry, in a rush to decide. And we never really reflect. we never reflect on who we are becoming as a result of this decision. And one decision can cost you your life. One decision can take a minute to just change the destiny of your life, the direction of your life. People that play golf, they tell me that you can just shift your club by a millimeter, just a tiny bit, and the ball will go a totally different direction. In fact, it can go to the opposite direction, and you just shifted it just a little bit. And that's the power of decisions. I see some of us, we are uncomfortable with anything new. And the thing is, until you've made a new decision, you're still the old person. There's no new result you expect from yourself. What are your key decisions that have created the person you see today? What are the key decisions that have brought you here today? Because looking at the patterns and looking at the quality of your life, you realize, okay, you have been making decisions. You've been making decisions every single day. And it's not about the decision your neighbor is making. It's about the decisions you make for yourself. Some of us, we think about others so much. We never have time to think about ourselves. And so even this, for someone, this is so, out of reach. They never stop to think about the decisions they are making. Because we are followers, we are not leaders. No one was born to follow anyone. All of us are leaders. We are leading and leading. You influence me and influence you. Being a follower is not your calling. Hey, just looking for people to follow. Who do I follow? You look at your social media. You're following 1,000 people and one person is following you. And that become your identity. No, be a leader. And how to be a leader is to own up to your decisions. Is the life you're living today a result of a conscious decision you're making? No, I was forced to be like this. Not really. You decided, whether consciously or unconsciously, you decided. Your financial situation today is a decision. Your health situation is a decision. Today on family media, we are talking about parenting and the way, there's so much dead beats and people, just dumping their kids and not wanting anything, to do with their children. And it's because of that lack of self-awareness and thinking that what we go through defines us. It doesn't. Just because the relationship didn't work, it doesn't have to define you. You have a decision to make. When it doesn't work, right there, you stand at the place of decision. No one should judge you. But you should know your responsibilities. Your children, that's your responsibility. Make a choice, make a decision. It's going to haunt you. Right now, I'm dealing with people in their 40s that have their fathers coming home back to tell them, I love you. I'm sorry I left 40 years ago. Support me. The person made a choice. They made a decision. And the thing is, we don't listen to ourselves. We don't consciously look at the weight of the decisions we make. And I'll tell you, there are sources, there are ways you can make your decision. And I'll give you two. One is from fear. You can make a decision out of fear, that you are afraid. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Now, if you're the kind of person that when something happens, you ask yourself that question, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Let me tell you, you're acting out of fear. That may not be the first question you want to ask yourself. The first question is, what will I focus on? What do I focus on right now? Something happened, what do I focus on? Okay, so let me go back to the decisions that you make and the decisions you made that have shaped the person you are today. And some of the key decisions, what I consider to be the key decisions that have shaped my life, has to do with number one, the state, my emotional state. Making the decision that every moment of my life, I am responsible for how I feel. And I will never delegate that to someone else. And that is a result of the awareness that how I feel is a result of what I'm focusing on. What I focus on will dictate how I feel, not someone else, not what happens. So decisions, destiny is shaped by decisions, not circumstances. And that is why when I meet people, we're blaming each other. You're blaming someone for the way your life is today. You're giving away your power. Take back your power. You made a decision to be in that relationship, whether consciously or unconsciously. You made a decision to be poor. You made a decision to be wealthy. Rich and wealthy, those are two different things. You made a decision to be in that abusive relationship. Someone was asking, why are you telling us now? You didn't tell us when you were getting into the relationship. You made a decision. And have you noticed that people never allow other people to abuse them, to put them through a hell that is more than what they are putting themselves? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that people only accept to be treated the way they are treating themselves? And that tells us something, that I've actually, the fact that I'm allowing myself to be in an abusive relationship is because I am abusing myself deep inside. Okay, so unconsciously you've made a choice, you made a decision to be there. So number one, do not blame people. And if you want to get out, just get out. Stop the fight. Get out. Honor yourself. Make the decision. Now, the definition of a decision is to cut off every other option and say, this is what I want. This is what I focus on my joy. I focus on my love. I focus on my freedom. Because some of the decisions we make for other people, you need to make a decision for yourself. What does this mean to you? What are you going to focus on? And let me tell you, I've worked with so many people. I know the patterns. The pattern of, sinking your head on the sand and thinking that your troubles will just disappear and you never have to make a decision. You will sink, you just get your head dirty. Raise up and find your problem staring at you, waiting for your next move. They don't go unless you make a decision. So if you're waiting for that problem to go, you never go. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision, and the decision has to be about you. What do you want? What does this mean? If the next 6 years are going to change, who must you become? Who must you become? You make that decision in honor of yourself. Life is too short to be lived for other people. Look at yourself and ask, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? What decision am I making? Avoidance, it's not a solution. You will wake up taking pills, is not a solution. Try to bring drama so that people run away is not a solution. Your problems are still there with you. Blaming is not a solution. Blaming God, blaming yourself is not a solution. So you have to take that deep breath, gather your energy, and make a clear decision. Ask yourself, right now, what do I focus on? Who am I becoming? Who am I becoming? Okay, so there are patterns of decision, patterns of focus, patterns of meaning. What does it mean? Decisions have got patterns at the back of your mind. I want you to know what is happening at the background. Number one is you're focusing on something. And most of us focus on pain. Oh, I don't want to get out because it's painful being alone. It's painful being lonely. So you make a decision. You've made a decision. You not say, oh, because I'm afraid to move out, I will not decide now. No, you've already made a decision to stay in that relationship where you're hurting. You make a decision. You made a decision to stay in that business, that doesn't give you, progressive growth. It's not possible not to make a decision. So there are patterns of focus. What am I going to focus on? Do I focus on pain, or do I focus on the pleasure of crashing through this decision and who I'm going to become and the impact I'm going to make? Come on. It's your time to make your decision. And ask yourself, write down, what are the 3 decisions that have shaped my life to date? And share with me, what are your 3 key decisions that have shaped your life to this moment? Maybe the decision, to choose a relationship with your God, with your Creator. The decision to be an open, honest person. The decision to be real and authentic. That's a decision. You make a decision to either be closed or be open. It's a decision. How is it serving you? Because you know the quality of your decision by the way it's serving you. Is it serving you for good, or is it serving you, you feel restricted? Your decisions must bring a sense of freedom, a sense of joy, a sense of purpose. And always a wise man and woman changes their mind. So if you realize you made a decision that is not serving you, change your decision. It's okay. Don't say, how will people see me? No, it's none of their business. This is your life. This is your life. Make that choice. Make that decision. Let me talk about, a few. The decision to be happy. Happy person, Have you seen people are unhappy? And I'm not talking about, how fat your bank account is, how many people are around you. I'm talking about decision to be happy. It's a decision. Happiness is a decision. It's a choice. And I find it funny that when people, realize you're a happy person, they ask you, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why are you happy? It's a decision I have made to be happy. I decided that life is too short to be sad all the time. Now there are people, they're always sad. They are always unhappy. Even in their prayers, even in their sleep. You look at someone in their sleep and they are mad. You're mad at sleep. You just, oh, sorry. I want to apologize. But this person has made a decision to be the way they are. So I tell you, my friend, don't look at your life and think, oh, I have a right to be mad. I have a right to be sad and depressed and angry. No, it's a decision. 10 people can go through the same situation. 5 will be depressed, 2 sad, others, frustrated, and someone else depressed. The same situation, and someone else go through with a smile. There are friends that went to Masai Mara, and somehow the car they were going through, going with, got stuck, and there are lions coming and hitting their windows with their palms. And, one of them said, "We are dead. We are dead. Oh my God, I can't believe this is the way I'm going to die. Oh my God, I came all the way this. Oh, the road accident did not take me. Oh my God, I passed through. Oh God, what's wrong with you? Please." The other one is like, wow, took his best camera. This is a time. Oh, I've never been this close with these guys. Taking. In fact, he calls his family. Look, it's a decision you make. The decision you make will dictate how you experience life. It's not life itself that dictates how you feel and what decisions you make. So you make the decisions prior. They are destiny. We call them destiny decisions. And those decisions are decisions about how you're going to feel every moment, what matters to you every moment, what is crucial, what is primary for you. You can't make that decision when you're going through hell. No, you make it before. It's a choice of values. What is important to me? And this defines you as a person. So that even if you go through the valley of the shadow of death, you shall fear nobody. Because you are coming from a grounded place. But if you're waiting for the shadow of death to define yourself, let me tell you, you'll feel overwhelmed. You'll be swept away. You're like, oh my God. What? You become a blamer, a victim of circumstances. So do yourself a favor. Make a decision about who you are. Decide. The thing about being human, you're not a tree, you're not a dog, you're not an animal, you're human, is that you can decide who you want to be. I love that. That all of us right now at this moment, this time, no matter what you're going through, you can decide who you want to be. I remember when I first, I read the book by... is it Dr. John, Dr. Ben Carson, was brought by my dad. When I read that book, my dad told me, I was like, is this true? And he told me, yeah, it's a true story. I was about 11, 12 there. And he told me, you can be anything you decide to be. And I remember then I was struggling with, an acute breathing ailment that kept me in hospital like my entire childhood. And my father told me, you become who you decide. And this is things I learned later in coaching. I realized how, blessed he was in that awareness and how true that is, that you become who you decide. You're not the result of your circumstances. You're a result of your decisions. And right now, you're making a decision. And I told you, the pattern of your decision is, what do I focus on? What does it mean to me? And then what am I going to do? You never begin with what am I going to do? Because if you begin there, the mind of fear will drive you. Don't start with, what am I going to do? Because it's, what am I going to do? oh my God. No, don't begin there. Be smart. Begin with what am I going to focus on? Because there are always thousands of focuses you can focus. Choose your focus well. What do I focus on? Do I focus on, this is a loss? Or do I focus on this is a lesson? What does it mean to me? So you realize people go through the same thing. Their focus determines how they experience the same thing. Two people, they lose their relative, maybe one of the parents, which is one of the greatest pain, or a child. How you go through that situations depends on the decision you make in your mind, what it means. If it means God is stealing from you or the devil has won, you will feel a certain way. If it means God is in control and whatever I ever go through, he knows that and he's prepared me to go through it, you'll feel a certain way. You'll have a certain level of courage and you can face anything. And I tell you for free, you have the capacity as a human being to go through anything with a smile on your face. That's why even, the sense of loss is an illusion. How do you lose something you've never had? Say, oh, I lost my child. It's not a loss. It's transformation. That relationship will always be there. It's now that it has changed. You don't relate the same way. But if the meaning, the focus, you focus on it's a loss, and you can stay there for years. I know people have stayed, mourned their family members for over 20 years, and they've given over their life. I mean, I'm like, meanings, it's a decision you make, no matter how close you are with this person. And maybe wherever they are wishing you are strong. They're wishing you're powerful. They're wishing that you go through this with a smile and celebrate them. Look at the brighter side of life. Life always gives us those two sides, and it's your choice. Do I look at the dark side or the bright side of life? What is my focus? That will determine my destiny. So yeah, I shared about a few of my choices, and I say, let me repeat for those who are just joining us right now. One of my primary decisions I've ever made was my relationship with God. It's number one. If you go wrong there, you never get back your power. So you have to get that right. Not relationship with religion. No, that doesn't give you true power. Relationship with God. Relationship with God. If that, for me, is one of my most crucial decisions. I made that decision as a young boy, and I tell you, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. That's a decision that has shaped my life up to today. The decision of my connection. Every time I wake up, I connect with God, and I can feel that is what shapes me. That is what guides me. That is everything. My work, the work of my hands, every goal, every dream, I dedicate it to God. And we are like in a partnership because I made that decision. Not because my parents, were godly. No. Because I made that decision. I don't blame anyone. I made that decision consciously. Because I looked around and I realized this is the most crucial decision. Because now, when my soul is at peace, that connection with God, I see things differently. Then I can make other decisions from a place of wisdom. Nakuwa mwise. Lazima ukuwe mwise. Otherwise, life can really be pointless. and purposeless, if you're just trying things and following people, even people you read in the Bible, even them, they were finding a relationship with God. They were lost somehow. They find it. So build your own story, your own relationship with God. Don't talk about the God of Paul. Talk about your God. Make that decision. That's the primary decision. The second decision for me was the decision I made to serve. You see, I made that decision again as a teenager. I mean, I've always, every school I've been, right from primary level, high school, I was a leader. I was serving people from a decision I made to be a servant. There's a sense of mentorship from my dad, him being a leader, but I made that decision consciously to be a servant, to serve people. When I sit with someone, I see beyond the transaction. I want to serve you. I want you to be a better person. I want to do anything possible, humanly speaking, to serve you. And I want to serve from a place of inspiration, where I know I'm a vessel. I'm being used of God. The relationship I have with God makes me a different kind of a coach, a different kind of a servant. I'm not serving you because of the transaction. In fact, you cannot afford my service. I'm serving you because I'm here serving the Almighty God. And anything I do that has value must come from that place, or it has no value. So I pray even before my sessions. I know I'm a channel for greatness, for people to awaken to their ideal self. This is huge. This is big. This is OMG. So those are crucial decisions. My decision to have a connection, deep connection with God, and my decision to be a servant, to serve. Oh, that fulfills me so much. When I meet someone, this is why I do this show, is to serve. It's to serve you so you can live a life of zero limits. And that gives me unlimited joy. It gives me fulfillment when I can know I'm serving you. Okay? Another decision of what I call destiny decision that I made is a decision to be in a joyful state. Every single day, is an unconscious decision to be happy. And I realize my happiness colors everything I do. My state, let me not say happiness, but not everyone is happy. My state, my emotional state colors everything. If I'm happy, my work will be happy. My interaction, my relationships, my kids, my whatever interaction, my spouse will be a joyful interaction. So the state I come through every single day affects everything else. I want to serve from that place of joy and fulfillment, unlimited joy. So that's a decision. That's a decision. When I used to think, circumstances affect me. So if it's cold, then I'm cold. If it's hot, then I'm hot. No. I realize actually I have the power to decide what kind of state I want to step into. And the fact that I can step into any state by deciding what's my focus, what does it mean, and what am I going to do? I realize unlimited power. So right now, no matter what news I get, no matter what is happening, I can be happy. No matter what storms I go through, that doesn't decide my destiny. I do. My state does. So those are my crucial decisions. And of course, the decision to be a coach, that was major. The decision to be a life coach, the decision to mentor coaches, the decision to start Destiny Life Coaching. Those are decisions that have shaped who I am today. what are your key decisions? What are your core key decisions so far? Are you at the valley of decision? Are you in a place where you're making decisions? Be careful. This can shape. No, let me take that back. This is going to shape your destiny. Take, step back. Ask yourself, who am I becoming as a result of this decision? What are my core decisions? Make 4 of them core decisions that you call core. This is crucial for you. And stick to that story. I wish you all the best as you shape the next 10 years of your life through your decisions. Know that you have the freedom and you're responsible. And stop blaming people. It's you. Make the decision. And also allow other people to make their own decisions. Because there are people that feel their business is to look at the decisions other people have made and judge them and all that. No, let people make their decisions. Even the decision to remain small is your decision. I can't force you to unleash your greatness. But my prayer is you will make an inspired decision. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. And I will sing of the goodness of God. So have a blessed day. Make your decisions, make your choices. I wish you all the best. I wish you a life of peace, joy, and love. You deserve it. God bless. Bye-bye.